So I can advance with this up, down, but if I need to play a
Uh,
video,
the video, you might need to walk over to the computer
good.
and
Just
initiate
click.
it. Yes.
Good.
I'm not
Thank
sure
you.
how.
Okay. Hello.
William can help you. He's a tech guy.
Amazing. Good.
Okay.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Welcome, everybody. With your indulgence,
Okay.
no? It is on? Talk. Can you hear me? Now you can? Okay, I just have to do it right. Um, Permit me a few minutes to tell you a story to introduce Collins. Um, Ever since I set foot on the school grounds 25 years ago, and Sarah was with me on that trip, I felt like this place is holy ground. The beauty of the children, I just fell in love with them, with the courageous people of Dandura who have so many challenges to face and do it with grit and joy. Just everything about it just tugged at my heart. And I felt called to become a voice for Kenya Children's Fund. But after even a few trips, I just longed to know these children better. What are their names? Who are their families? Where do they live? What are their days like? And so in 2005, we had a team who had a vision to do a journaling and photography trip to Kenya. And we went to the school and we adopted the 7th grade class. And for 2.5 weeks, we worked with them on journaling tips, how to take pictures. We gave them samples from our own kids of journals that our kids back at church had done. And we had small groups where we broke out and talked with them about their homes and their lives. It was so glorious. And then we gave them disposable cameras and said, go show us your world. And when I got on the airplane, and I knew I was going to cry at this point, when I got on the airplane and I had this armful of journals, I felt like I'd been given a treasure like nothing else in the whole world. These beautiful, beautiful pictures. I've got some copies here. One is, this is Agnes's mother cooking dinner over the little pot in their home. Teresia's family sitting around a fire, keeping warm. And Sharon's 2 brothers lying on the floor of their home, sleeping. These pictures have been used to tell the story for the last 19 years of these kids. They have been a blessing, and these kids have blessed their school. So I was sharing a little bit of this with Collins yesterday, and he kind of stopped and he said, I remember those cameras. He wasn't in this class, but his sisters were. And I said, who are your sisters? And he said, Cynthia and Sharon. This is a picture of Collins and his brother lying on the floor of their home, taken by Sharon during this journaling project. This is a picture of me 4 years later with Sharon and some of the kids from this journaling project. Sharon and Cynthia, his other sister. When I look at this picture, I see a future hope. There's not just a boy lying there on the floor. There's somebody that God had called and raised up for a purpose to go on and get educated, to become an advocate at the High Court of Kenya, to go back and serve as head of the school, to become the CEO of Kenya Children's Fund. God had a calling and a purpose. And I'm just so pleased to be able to introduce you 19 years later to Collins Mugela. We're so glad you're here.
Oh, I'll start from this photo here. There's somebody that I'm not sure Kathy has ever seen. Can you see somebody else in this photo?
Your mother.
Oh, yeah. This is my mom right here. She's also sleeping there. Sharon and Cynthia, my sisters, occupied this other part of the house. They slept right beside us. And thank you so much, Kathy for this reminder and for also sharing that picture with me. I have saved it somewhere. And to you, beautiful church, beautiful congregation, I'm so happy to be here today, to be able to fellowship, communion with you. And my presence here today is not just me here, but the whole family at Kinyago Dandora Schools. These children that would be so happy to share with you their stories, to embrace you, to thank you, to pray with you. I will do the least I can be able to do here to represent them, even as I share with you my story, my journey, and something about who we are, Kenya Children's Fund. So I start from still on this same story. This woman that you see lying here is a woman that always had hope and remains full of hope. From the time we were very young, from when we were born, my mother, who never had an opportunity to go to school, believed that education would make a very big difference to her children. And when she heard about KDS, Kinyago Dandora Schools, having heard that it is a Christian school that was taking care of children from vulnerable, poor backgrounds that could not be able to go to school, she went there to try to see whether she can be able to get an opportunity for me and for my siblings to be in school. And she was late. The admission process was already done. And she didn't stop with one day's visit. She went there every single day, was turned back for almost 3 weeks until, the head teacher, the principal there, finally said, well, it's okay, so that she can stop coming to maybe be a bother in the schools. And still, this taught me more about, or it was actually scriptural, reflecting back on how my mother was persistent. And, it reminds me, of the parable of the widow who was persistent. And I thank my mother because even as she wanted us to be at KDS, it's because she knew that that Christian foundation would make a very big difference in our lives and who we get to be later in our lives. Yes, I was able to later on have my studies through Kinyago Dandora School, went to high school, went to college, and was able to join the Kenyan Bar as an advocate of the High Court, practiced for about 3 to 4 years. And around this time, I was always so happy to come back to KDS and assist at the sponsorship and social work department. I did so many letters with the kids that used to come here. I used to see the photos of your priests, the church, the members, and it is home for me being able to be here with you today, because I'm able now to put all that I've been seeing into reality, and I can see the wonderful people that are here present today with us. So let me just quickly go to my slides here. Sorry. Good. So Kenya Children's Fund, where I serve as the Chief Executive Officer, is the founding organization of Kinyago Dandora Schools, with the history being it was started by Christian missionaries who went to Dandora John and Barbie Schwartz, and were able to see the difficulty in which this community was in. The Kinyago Dandora community lived within the dam site area. This is where they scavenged for food. This is where they earned a living. And so they started to feed these children. And this idea of a feeding program went on to become two amazing schools, a primary and a secondary school that today remains the top in that sub-county, producing very bright young men and women that have or that are able to go out there and make a difference in the community that we have. I am only one of the many, more than 1,500 that have since gone through the school and are going out there to make a difference in their community and in their families. So we thank God for the transition that saw Ginger Palm come in 2001, and that was around the same time this amazing family also got to be part of Kinyago Dandora schools. So our population as of now is at 800, both with around 550 at the primary school and 250 at the secondary school. Well, that's me there. So I'm going to just play this several videos so that you can be able to walk into the schools for those that have not been able to visit.
Greetings. I am Beatrice, a grade 8 student at Kinyago Dandora Junior Secondary School. And I'm David, proudly representing the 6th at Kinyago Dandora Primary School. Today, we are thrilled to be a guide as we explore the heart of our beautiful school. Please, welcome. Right here, this is the parking for our school bus. Kinyago Dandora Primary School began in January 1987 as a nursery school and a feeding project. Today, this remarkable institution educates and nourishes millions of over 500 children from nursery to grade 8. Right here, this is grade 8 class. Hello everyone. They are the pioneering class of junior secondary in the new curriculum. We take pride in our school readiness for the new curriculum. Let's move on. This is our staff room. Hello, teachers. Hello. This is the school hall. Here, we not only learn but also enjoy delicious meal, a luxury that can be challenging for most of us at home. Allow us to introduce you to someone very special. Madam Jane, our school nurse. Good morning, nurse. Morning to you. Here is where we turn to when we are not feeling well. Her care is invaluable to us, and we generally appreciate her. Bye. Bye. Thank you. This is our our school compound. And of course, this is the school garden. It is beautiful and well-maintained space. And this is our resourceful library. These are our lower primary school classes. Now let's visit the school chaplain. Praise God, chaplain.
Praise God, David. How are you doing?
We are doing fine, thank you. The chaplain, together with our amazing teachers, provide holistic guidance, spiritual nourishment, and counseling. The chaplain readily assists us with any problems or concerns that we may encounter. Bye. Bye. Now we step into the digital room. This is where we learn about computer literacy. We have a lot of fun in here while also learning important computer skills. Equipped with computers, tablets, and various gadgets, it's a cool space that enhances our learning journey. Over here, this is the playing area for the pupils. Kids really love this space. This is the kindergarten class and the nursery class over there. We hope you have enjoyed the brief tour of our school. This is not just a place to study, it's a community where we learn, grow, and thrive. We are sincerely grateful for the opportunities we have been given. To all our generous sponsors and donors, thank you for joining us on this tour and for supporting our dreams. Your kindness is shaping our future and we are truly grateful. Bye!
So the children that we have at KDS, research has it that children from that area, that slum area, are affected and by the dump site, the fumes, the toxic environment, and when you're born there, your development is slowed. You have challenges in school, and science has it that the lead and every other thing that they get exposed to affects them to an extent that education is not something that would go well with them. But Christ has created a miracle center there in the name of Kinyago Dandora Schools, because we have these children from this community that science says will not be able to do well in school, but KDS is the best school in the sub-county. So Christ is able to help us not just break the barriers of poverty, but we are also able to turn around what even science speaks of in a different way. And that is another miracle that we have. at KDS. So God is at work. Christ lives at KDS in those schools. And yes, there is hope for those children. The smiles that you see there are a reflection of what God is doing in that community. And I've skipped the secondary school video. Because I wanted you to just walk with one of our parents at the schools.
Naitwa Josephine, mzazi wa Liam, grade 2, na mzazi wa Enoch PP1, Kinyago Dandora School. Asubuhi tukiamka, naamsha watoto nawaosha, nawavalisha uniform. Kama kuna chai nawapatia. Halafu tunaomba tukitoka, tunakuja shuleni. Nashukuru kwa masomo ya hapa Kinyago Dandora School. Watoto wanapata masomo vizuri. Walimu hapa pia ni wazuri. Wanasomesha watoto wetu vizuri, wanapata kuelewa kwa masomo. Na pia hapa shule kuna junior secondary na kuna hadi high school. Na shule yetu inapita, iko poa kabisa kwa masomo, kupita shule zingine hapa. Na niko sure watoto wangu watasoma wamalize vizuri. Hapa shule, tunashukuru watu wanapata uji. Na pia lunch wanapata, chakula ambayo iko balance, na nashukuru. Nashukuru, hapa shuleni kuna matibabu. Mtoto akiwa mgonjwa anapata matibabu. Na simpeleki hospitalini kwa ajili hapa shuleni anaangaliwa vizuri. Nashukuru kwa donors wetu kwa kusaidia watoto wetu. Mungu awabariki mahali mko, awapiganie, awapatie nguvu na awahakikishie msikaikosa. Muishi kwa amani na kwa furaha katika maisha yenu.
So when I get to see such families at KDS, sometimes I remember a statement that was made by a landlord where we used to stay in that house. And I remember as a young boy, he told me, I remember his statement that you people are living like goats. And as a young boy, it really affected me. I didn't quite understand why he had to say that to me. And no child really, chooses to be born in an environment where, their dignity is not upheld. No child chooses to be born, where they don't have food or they are not able to go to school or get medication. But KDS gave us hope. You gave us hope. Hope gave us hope. And indeed, Christ continued to give us the strength to persevere despite the environment that we were in. And today, it is humbling to just be able to walk with these kids back in KDS and see that they are also able to make a difference in their lives, in the lives of their families, and in the life of that community. Hope has continued to be a very big, partner. We have so many children that have been sponsored by you. Another important part of who we are has been the Easter and Christmas Care Basket. You have come through for this community of Kinyago Dandora, and we thank you. That basket that you see, that Easter or Christmas Care Basket, makes a big difference to this community and these children and these families when they are out for break. Like now, they closed school about 3 weeks ago. During Easter, they were able to all have care baskets. Right now, we unfortunately have floods that have affected much of the country. God has continued to protect that community and those children. The government has communicated that, there should be no movement. We know that our children have to come back to school because we are not just an educational center, but we also walk with them throughout the journey. So we have our children coming back to school. They know they are able to have their meals. They know they are able to, work with the chaplains, guidance and counseling, and also get to the clinic and be observed by our school nurse. We receive annually applications of about 500 people that want to have their kids at KDS. We are only able to have 50. Presently, we have about 300 students that are not sponsored. And so no child, even if not sponsored, goes back home. All these children have the same experience at KDS. So we have to raise funds separately to make sure that we take care of all these unsponsored children. As God leads you today, if you wish to sponsor a child or two, or to sponsor more children, we will be more than happy to have you walk alongside us to give hope to these children. And to the very young family in this amazing church. We want to continue praying with you, and we want to have you also have an experience that will continue building your faith. Because these children that you see at KDS have lessons for you too. And they are able to encourage you, to build you, to pray with you, and to offer you testimonies as to the goodness of God and how He impacts and changes and transforms lives. And you'll be able to see how, even in your own individual lives and needs, God is able to move in your life in a very special and unique way. So for our sponsorship program, we can be able to visit our website, Kenya Children's Fund, to sponsor a child. It's $38 a month or $456 a year. And you get an opportunity to communicate to this child and to get to know about their family and how things are there, and to also share prayer items. And you also have an opportunity to, be part of their, milestones by, celebrating with them their birthday, and you also sharing with them your birthdays. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you for having me here. I know it's important to also keep time, and I respect that. So as I go back to sit, I'll bring it back to Kathy.
I'm not sure what time it is. Do we have time for questions? Those of you who are top minutes? Oh. Does anybody have any questions for Colin?
Yes? Yes, please.
The art in the school, do the children do that themselves? Like on the walls, the paintings?
The paintings. No, okay, not exactly all the paintings on the walls. Not all the paintings on the walls, but we have an art club where students are able to have drawings, and they have an art room where they display all their work that they have done. But thank you so much. You saw the beautiful artwork. Thank you. And we also have a music club.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, please, proceed.
No, did the alumni come and do the...
Oh, the alumni of the school came together and redid the entire school in terms of the painting, the drawings, and all that you see there. So our alumni.
That's how much the school means to these kids. They have this thriving alumni association, and they do these projects to help better the school. So all those paintings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Daniel, who we sponsored, telling us, "Oh, we're going over to paint the school today."
Yeah, and of the 50 staff, teachers, social workers, sponsorship, all these people that are serving these children, about 13 of them are alumni. And, they are called to come back and experience what they had, and to be able to give the very best of what they can to these children, their brothers and sisters, as they also walk their journey by faith. And it's a wonderful experience, and it reminds us never to forget where we are coming from. In as much as God has been able to lift us from dust, we should not really forget where we are coming from. And we should do all that we can to also make a difference to that child who also can only cling to hope.
The students who don't get into the school, where do they go? Do they have other schooling options, or what happens with them?
So we have other government schools but they are far away. The area that we serve is neglected. The government didn't do any schooling, whatever, around that area. So we are the only school, foremost school in that area. So most of these others would go to government schools. A good number would not go to school at all. And that's why part of our vision moving into the future is we want to now double our intakes. We want to now do 100 instead of 50. And that's why even with my visit to the US, it's my first time to be here. We are praying to, have more and more of our students sponsored so that we can be able to have to have a way by which we can be able to support even more kids so that we don't have to turn them back. But we make sure that we give an opportunity or a chance to that we are sure, we would, it will be very difficult for them to go to school. So at times we have done more than 50. Sometimes we have done 56, 58, because there are some cases that are beyond, you can't say no to. Yeah. Yes, please.
I think we're out of time, according to Mark. So, we never argue with the vergers.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much. Thank you. And thank you all, and thank you to the leadership of the church for having me able to be with you. I pray I can be able to again join you for service.